Hey guys, thanks for checking out Drew's DIY. Hey, I want to make this video. I've got my 2004 Dodge Durango here behind me, and I've been fighting on this beast for a while today, trying to get the sway bar links or anti-sway bar links, whichever you want to call them, trying to get those replaced. So I couldn't find any videos to help me out, so I figured I'd drop this one, maybe help the next guy out. So follow me along. We're gonna get these new sway bar links put on. I'm going to show you a little trick I figured out. Alright, so first things first, here's the new control arm. I've got it just in place. You can see it's pretty loose here. The nuts, I can move that pretty easy. You got your control arm here, your sway bar here, your control arm down here. I got this small bottle jack here. I'm going to raise this up, get this in line. So I can get this popped in here without tearing up those threads. There we are. Alright guys, so here we are on the other side. Now here's your anti-sway bar link or sway bar link here. Now, this is the problem child. Get your nut started on there and get her cranked down. But it gets to a point where it gets real snug. You got lots of threads left here. I can get my finger in there pretty easy. Alright, and she's still real loose. So but you start cranking on this with a ratchet or whatever, and the bolt here just wants to spin. And I'm trying to figure out, there's no place to grab on the backside. This is the ball fitting or ball joint fitting. Here you can't grab anything back there. There's no way to get any get a hold of anything to hold that bolt tight. But what I noticed here, and nobody showed, I couldn't find any videos on this, and maybe everybody's brighter than me, I don't know. But there is an Allen wrench notch at the end of this bolt here. And I got so I found, and I have no idea what size this is. I apologize. Mine are not marked. I just had to kind of dig through the Allen wrench here that I had. So find one that fits. So I got that in there. And I don't have a ratchet big enough for this that has a hole in the end. So I got to go with the old adjustable crescent wrench here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start cranking on this. And that'll spin here in a second. And that Allen wrench will jam itself up against that control arm and hold that bolt tight. So you got that Allen wrench there holding that bolt in place. And now I can crank down the bottom end of the sway bar link. Now make this a little easier on myself. Since I got all that in place, I'm going to drop this bottle jack. And I've got my other jack back there holding the truck up. That was just to get some strength on there. I get that leveled out so I can get this in place. That'll give me a little bit more room here to crank on this. I wish I had a better tool for this. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Now I did a little research, find out how tight to make these. I found somebody was saying about 40 foot-pounds. Now, fortunately, I can't get a torque wrench on here because of that Allen wrench. So we're just going to crank this down tight, which hopefully will be there here in a second. This old Drew is running out of juice. Come on. Oh, come on, Drew. Ugh. Not far enough. Ugh. I think we're there. Oh, I got a little bit more here. Get some better torque on it. Now, I did read you don't want to get these too tight. But obviously, I don't want to leave it loose either. That's what you call one of them catch-22s. I think that'll do her. Now, I'll actually back this off a little bit. Stop that. Get that Allen wrench loose here. Put quite a bit of tension on that. There we go. Alright. That's my little trick. Hopefully it helps somebody out. I'll show you the top side, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you're taking on a project like this on your truck, you shouldn't have any trouble with this. But I didn't think I'd have any trouble with this whole thing. So there you go. I got a 7/8 inch ratchet here. Tighten down this top bolt. I apologize, that's the one for the bottom. Don't need that. 3/4. 3/4 is what you need here on the top. And this is quite a bolt here. So you're going to be cranking on this here for a minute. Now you might want to put that crescent wrench to good use here. Try to keep that lower ball straight while you're cranking on this. Now I could do this with my impact. I probably should be doing with this with my impact. Dad always said, work smarter, not harder. But here I am. Like I said, with this crescent, all I'm trying to do is keep that from moving too much and getting that lower ball joint torque there. Alright. Now I'm going to go with the 40 foot-pound method up here and get this nice and tight before I pull out that torque wrench. So that's pretty tight. This isn't moving anymore. So I dropped that crescent wrench. Oh, come on. Alright. Let me grab my torque wrench here. Now I've already got her set to 40 because I was doing this on the other side. Probably should have been using this the whole time, so it's a lot nicer handle, a lot nicer reach. We're going to crank down here. Crank her down to 40 foot-pounds. again, if you're tackling this on your truck, this is probably just a bunch of nonsense. Watching some guy crank on a bolt. So if you're still watching, God bless you. All right, we got her. Oh, thought I heard her pop there. Come on. There it is. All right, we're at 40 foot-pounds. So you got your sway bar. You got your new sway bar link. All torqued down, all nice and tight. We're ready to hit the road. Oh, and I'm out of breath, thank God. Have a good one, y'all.